Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Unity of Command 2. We're playing the historical track once again. I just wanted to show off the third Kharkov scenario before we turn to the ahistorical scenario. So we have a third Kharkov here instead of the third Rostov there. There we are. Let's approve the plan. I'd like the Heinkel 111 bomber at least. And then let's see, because I'll be using 4th and 1st Panzer Armies. There we go. That should be enough. 10 movement is fine. It's February the 24th, 1943. After the final surrender of the 6th Army in Stalingrad, which didn't really happen, but okay. The German situation on the Eastern Front looked almost unsalvageable. The Red Army overran one Wehrmacht formation after another, and almost the entire Romanian, Hungarian and Italian armies in the East had perished or surrendered. However, as the Soviets advanced beyond Kharkov, it was clear that they were running out of steam. Powerful German formations arrived in the shape of the newly formed SS-Panzerkorps. Furthermore, von Manstein managed to organize and concentrate what remained of the 1st and 4th Panzer Armies for a counteroffensive. So, this will obviously be a lot less prestige-worthy than the last mission, but oh well. And so we're back where we started, but there is some good news to be had. Von Manstein had organized our forces for a counterstroke south of Kharkov. You will take charge of the operation from now. Our attacks began a few days ago and have gotten off to a flying start. You have at your disposal a concentration of armor we have not achieved in many months. And not only this, but the recently arrived SS-Panzerkorps is fresh and enjoys the support of our new heavy tank battalions. Use your forces aggressively and crush any overexposed Soviet formations. Then advance on the Donets and retake Kharkov and Belgorod. The enemy has been caught off balance, and this is a golden opportunity to regain the initiative in the east. Slavyansk, turn 1. Kharkov, turn 7. Factory District 8. Belgorod 9. Isium 8, and destroy the 25th Tank Corps before turn 1. I only have to locate it. I'm not seeing it right now. 25th Tank Corps. Okay. And it's here. It's good that it's already surrounded. Let's switch these. I like artillery on a regular infantry a lot more. What I'll do is I'll get these to 6 and this to 5 then. There's some pretty powerful stuff we got there. Army Abteilung Kempf. Not sure why you would have the Stug. Let's pass it on. Second Army? Huh. Well, can't really buy anything for Second Army. unfortunately. Funny that that Hungarian unit is there. Let's see, how are we dealing with supplies? Got that railroad, and this here. Nothing coming from here, though. Just to say, it's an Hungarian artillery. I'll still put it on the Hungarian armor. Likely I will have to remove that again, but we'll see. I'll get some reinforcements. Soviets won't. So if I'm not gonna move those. Oh, should have moved the second army, but that's fine. I needed to kill this on the first turn. Oh, and 5 seems to be the best solution for that. Sweet. Kinda want to clear these guys out. I do need to take Slavyansk this turn. Well, of course, still have to do that, huh? If I go in here, they're not cut off because of that yet, but I guess destroying the tanks and then moving along is probably a good idea. The main problem with the tanks is that they're gonna be in my rear, so I can't allow them to be alive, basically. But I will cut off these 2 units. Alright, sweet. So in that case, I'm just also moving back. I mean, it doesn't really matter whether I spend the additional prestige or not. It doesn't actually cost me anything in terms of points. So... Am I getting supplies from there? I don't think so. From this, it's super likely they'll just cut me off. And I don't need to take anything else for quite a while. So... yeah. I don't like these. I don't like them at all. But... let's not waste their attack. That might start hurting a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. I can, however, not deal with both of them. How are the Soviets? How's the Soviet rail doing? They're coming from both sides, yeah. So it doesn't really matter where I cut those off. Either way. Might help slightly. Yeah, indeed. These guys. Hmm. Let's move. Dealing with the tanks is still top priority because they are the most nasty. I'm a bit surprised here. But I have a sensation the enemy is going to be pretty nasty here. They might attack, and given that they will, I'm fine with trying to defend like that in that sector. I can really see them trying to push that. Actually, I'll do it like that. I know that they can still cut me off, and they very likely will. But that's kind of besides the point here. Turn 2. Sure. Okay, wow. I did not expect it to be so bad in the mud. That's an embarrassment. Okay. Enemy tank corps are really nasty in this DLC. Like in that case, I did not expect them in the slightest to be able to do that while being in the mud and having artillery, but I guess it didn't matter. So that's quite rough. Alright. I couldn't defeat all their forward elements, so they cut me off for that turn. I mean, that was not unexpected. It's fine that they cut that off, because what I'll do is I'll just leave the 15th Infantry there. They will not have supplies, and I'm getting my supplies through here. They can't cross it, so it looks really bad, but in reality, I don't want to say it hardly matters, because obviously it does, but alright. Now that we've actually secured this, let's keep going. Need to eliminate these guys. Go back. So that was a little oops kind of moment. Not proud of it. But the more armor I defeat, the better my position ultimately becomes. It's the second time they have mud and stuff there. Not quite sure why they're doing that, but I guess it's to cut me off. I'm getting rail supply. over in that area too. Now, out here, the best way to go about things, I suppose, would be to try and get some of those guys out of supply, but indeed, that would not exactly go. You would exactly go the way you'd hoped it would. Moreover, yeah, I'll just leave them like that, it's fine. Let's see. It's a bit of a shame. Now I get to 1, so that would work. First Panzer Army, hopefully not encircled from the next turn. I think they should be able to hold Slavyansk. Obviously, I don't know what's coming at that point, but I would think it would be okay. Yeah, that was unlikely to succeed. These guys can go down, cut them off, by the way. Would be unfortunate, but we'll see how that's going to work out. It's a shame I wasn't able to encircle those. Seems like most of their armor is defeated, except for those two that have dug in behind the river now. Okay. Interesting indeed. Seems like I was fooled again. With that enemy armor. This mission is kind of weird. At that. Yeah, I have to continue watching my rear too with stuff like this. It's almost too silly for words, but wow. Okay. That is probably not even in supply. It is not. Taking Izium is not a particularly big problem, I think, since I can just do that. They could technically even take it back, but it's a bummer that I cannot cross now, but that does secure this flank. Bit weirded out. All right. Let's keep going. Yeah, sure. So I got these three in the somewhat surrounded like kind of situation. I don't think they're getting their supplies from up there, so but it doesn't matter, because as long as they hold this hex, there's nothing I can do against that pocket or that stack of units. So no reason to try, I suppose. Shuffle them around. In that case, I might just as well go here, try to cut them off later, because it does not work at this point. Let's do that, and I will actually move with both of them because they're very likely to cut me off. Otherwise, they can go up here like this. They'll probably do that. That's a good move for them to make. So. We'll see how that goes. It's not going super bad, but oh, it's fine. Yeah, they can move 3 hexes max. No, they're not cutting them off. Kind of weird. But it's fine. I have a hunch that the Soviets are not guarding this, and thus that we can cut off everything they have from there. Oh, they have another rail line here, okay. What I said actually still applies. I can still cut them off there too. It would have been too good to be true for them to retreat at that. Although ultimately doesn't really get them. Look, if they want to get back into Dnipropetrovsk, that is fine. I'm also moving you back to deal with this. Nothing else. Like, they are obviously going to move in there, but I don't really mind. Now that my plan is set in motion to cut them off, I should have Kharkov by turn 7. Regardless, and don't think there will be anything to worry about at that point. Huh. Well, what do you know? It always happens. Another pretty interesting thing to do here is this. It doesn't cut off Kharkov, but it does cut off that, and I do believe only this one is out of supply. They are getting it from there. But that also makes it quite interesting. I could actually see them trying to go back even. We'll see how that works out. You go back to Slavyansk. Now I'll delete this, and then next turn I'll put one over there. That will save me actual one. What? There's only one unit that's cut off. That's fine. Doesn't really matter if they move up there either. Yeah, I thought they would. Just like that. Thing is, though, is that if I can cut off Kharkov by that time, then regardless, I'll be fine, because yeah, they're out of supply now either way. Okay, there we go. I might actually... What I would need to do is push in there. Only two, huh? What a disaster. Belgrade is turn 9, so it's not as if it's gonna be a problem now. Well... let's just start with this. Virtually cutting off the AI from... really? That's also a pretty good move. but not good enough. Finally, I've gotten those tanks. Their armor is, or their cavalry is most troublesome, so I'll try to deal with that with the armor. The most important thing here is to keep that part of the line intact. Well, now I only need to cut them off on the next turn. I can still do that. That's still fine. Most important thing now is that the southwestern front is also cut off. That's pretty impressive. Defense. I'll take that bridge. That will be harder for them to deal with. Which turn needs to be taken first? The Kharkov hex. Well, guess I'll be working on that. Yeah, that doesn't really help me. What does need to be done though is this. So I'll get that to 3. I need this rail line, but I won't get it very quickly, I think. Really depends on how fast these guys can defeat them. This was a bit of a bummer, but like I said, I can still cut them off on the next turn and hopefully that will prove good enough. We'll see about that. This mission is relatively similar to, yeah, of course. Okay. Is quite similar to second Kharkov, which is also not very surprising, I suppose. You would think it would be. Alright, there we go. So now these guys should be completely cut off on turn 9. And yeah, I need to take this on the next turn. That's also fine. All of the enemy units are going to be in trouble. Huh. I need go in here. Do that. Use the Soviet supplies against them. And try again here. So while I'm busy clearing this out. I cannot defeat the 25th Guards as it is. So let's resupply all my units. Should have had these guys resupplied too. Let's see if I can make a dent in this. Probably not. Oh, I did. Wow. A 2 is the absolute worst, but what I can do, I don't need Isium anymore. Now, even though they'll be cut off for 3 turns, I'm quite confident I can get them some supplies next turn. Sure. Another thing that's pretty useful is making sure that the 3rd Tank Army HQ is no longer going to bother me. The factory district unit has a bit more strength, but it'll be out of supply for 3 turns by turn 8. No set piece attacks for you. They'll be out of supply for 2 turns anyway, but I want to move that to this X. That's the only thing of value these guys can do, so let's just accept it and move on after that. Oh, I do have this entire rail line, oh. Well, I need to supply those guys, so. And a turn. Mission is pretty much over, but that's we need to wrap it up. It's a very easy last mission, interestingly enough. You still can't reach it? Hmm. Let's do this. If they want to go out to get back in supply, I'm not particularly worried about that. So, they can do that. They'll be down to absolute 0 on the next turn. Good. Let's see here. Not taking my chances with any potential losses, and for the purposes of points, I don't want to take any more damage or any more losses here. So indeed, a 3 like that is an absolute no-go. But they can no longer attack, so I can just as well go and take that territory. There we go. -1, wow. Who would have thought? Let's take that. Take that. Kind of funny how that works. In that case, I might just as well move these up in there too. And there's no rush to take either of those. I guess they'll get that southwestern front back, but it doesn't matter. Or there. Fourth Panzer Army. As I said, they'll be out of supply for 3 turns on the next turn. So there's pretty much no need to use any planes either, because we're flat out just going to take it. In order to get more points, I'll definitely be right next to these forest hexes. Yeah, let's already take down a few steps. Let's go in here. And at the very least, that, although I don't think it actually matters. That's it. Now we'll have turn 9. They cannot do anything. Even mud can't stop me there now. There we go. That's it. And currently those two are the only units that are potentially not in supply. Well, that's in the scenario. So this is Manstein's miracle with a question mark. The other one that we had was Manstein's miracle. That's pretty funny. All right, we lost 9 steps. Yeah, because we lost that infantry there due to the armor. All right, significantly less points than 3rd Kharkov or 3rd Rostov as well. But hey, yeah, that's not good. So that's looking a lot worse than the other one, where we're still, you know, having a lot of territory there, obviously. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this last mission there. It was relatively easy. Can you see this? No, I guess not. I'll have to think about whether I'm gonna restart a campaign to go to the alternate history or not. Not only have there been a couple of patches so far, that supposedly allow you to get a little bit more time for some of the objectives, but I also would kind of like to see these milestones. I'll see. It is for missions. It does take quite a bit of time, so that's the downside. Anyway, for now, the historical campaign is completely over, so I will be going to the ahistorical campaign as it is. If you look at the map like this, it really does not look good for the Germans at this point at all. Yeah. Anyway, take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.